As of yesterday, the 27th of January 2014, a sophomore at my old high school attempted to commit suicide via self-immolation. Now, I could go on and talk about depression and suicide, and that's not the point of this video. That's not the point of what I'm going to be saying here. However, I will say one thing, or actually two things, pardon me. First of all, if you're feeling depressed and you're feeling like suicide is the right answer, it's not. It will get better. Don't do it. Everybody feels depression at some point in their life, and I hate to say just get over it, but you do have to realize that it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. You killing yourself will not solve problems for anyone. It will actually just make things much worse. And the second thing I want to say is that parents don't seem to understand that high school depression is as real as just adult depression, because it is. It really is. I know for the parents it seems like, oh, it's just juvenile, and these kids, oh, they'll get over it, they'll grow out, and they'll grow out of this depressive state. But you have to realize this really weird and strange world that these kids are living in, that is their world right now. I know you can look at it and be like, oh, they're just kids. Yeah, well, that's their world. They're living in that. They need that help. And if you're just going to ignore it, then things like this will happen. Right, now, onto the real meat of what I wanted to get to. One of a student from a different school, a rival school of my old high school, posted this status update, which I had obtained this last night, so it might be a little bit different now. But she said that this person said that they would like to do the same if they went to the same high school. I'd light myself on fire too if I went to Stanley. Now, what really just gets at me here, so in the United States we have the First Amendment rights, right? Okay, First Amendment, you can say what you want. You have freedom of speech, However, I want to make this very clear. Your freedom of speech does not mean you have freedom to be an asshole. Because this is what they're being right now. Like, come on. This is seriously insensitive. Somebody tried to kill themselves and you are making jokes? What the hell? Why would anybody... I don't understand some people sometimes. This is just completely insensitive, and this is cyberbullying right here. The kid tried to take his own life, and you're making fun of him. Really? Really? I have protected the identities of these people because, well, I do have free speech as well. I can call these people out, but you know what? I'm just gonna have them anonymous because I feel like if I were to show the names of the people and the commenters, that would be bullying on my part, and I do not wish to take part of that. This is really difficult because there was obviously a backlash from students from my high school that when they saw this, they went and they attacked her, and that was not necessarily the correct thing to do either. Yeah, see, she spelled attention whore wrong. Pretty much, this was a giant publicity stunt. It was a completely stupid publicity stunt, and well, just what they did overall just wasn't smart. Because if you think about it, there's a thing in my economics class that I've been taught called social capital. Now, what social capital is, it's the likability of a person and pretty much the interconnectedness of pretty much a person to everyone else and just their connections to other people. A university or a job or like somewhere you want to apply to work, anywhere, now they can look at your Facebook and see this status. They can see your status. If they see this and they go, and like a couple years down the line, if you still have this, or if they heard about what you said somehow, they can totally get rid of you. They cannot hire you for the reasons that you do not fit their moral and ethical standards. Okay? That was completely stupid. Why would you do this? There's an old saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. You don't have to necessarily not say it. Don't make it public. That was a publicity stunt, obviously. But still, something like this, you can't get away with it. I mean, come on. Really? And now, there's an argument that I've seen with a lot of these, a lot of people defending this person's position by saying that, well, it was the kid's choice to set himself on fire. He was stupid. He deserved it because, he chose it. Yeah, he did choose it. Hindsight's 20/20 though, isn't it? Really is. Did you make the choice? Really? You didn't. That's what I thought. So, maybe, before you judge someone for what they done, maybe you can try to, understand. Oh my god, that's pretty radical though. Try to understand what somebody else is gone through. That's something that a lot of people don't understand, especially in high school, is that other people have feelings. I know, it's weird. And now I know what you're saying. Well, feelings. Well, that's kind of a very generic term. Yeah. Well, people have gone through stuff too. Just because you think that you've been through some bad stuff, that doesn't mean that everybody else is fair game. I mean, come on. This person was probably extremely insecure about themselves, and they probably have no idea. Like, they don't understand the severity of what they said. Now, I hate people that are like this. People that just monger this hate and this fear. I mean, it's less so fear, but there is a lot of hate within this right here. I mean, just looking at some of the comments that were made, I mean, come on. Just, really? Anybody down for cooked gator? LMAO? Who says that? Who the hell says that? Are these people right here. There's a reason why we really can't have, like, just this really, like, society that's understanding, is because of people like this that will step on other people for their own good, and just, I don't know why. Now, I'm not saying that the kid who tried to commit suicide did the right thing, because he didn't. That's not the right thing to do ever. Why would you think that taking your own life would make it better? That is actually redundant and not nonsensical. So, it's just so... I keep saying it's incredibly stupid because it is incredibly stupid. Sometimes I can't believe people. Now, like I said earlier, there are people that have attacked her personally. They've attacked this person personally. And, they went on there. I believe that the last status that this person put up as of last night was that they had, to decline, they had to flag or report some 30 people or whatever Facebook's system is for harassment, because she was getting so much hate towards this, and she brought it on herself, but it wasn't necessary. you know, really should have just turned the other cheek sometimes. Now, I know that something like this is incredibly hard to really justify. Just like, why would I say that we shouldn't retaliate? Well, if we retaliate, then what makes us better than them? What makes us better than the terrible people that would want to see the world burn, pretty much? I seriously don't understand the psyche behind it. Probably the worst thing about this, though, is that everybody that supports these kinds of things, or people that write these kinds of things, they think they are tougher than they are. Spoiler alert, you're not as tough as you are. Why don't you say this status to a teacher at your high school, from a different high school, I mean, not my high school, my old high school. But take it to your teacher. I dare you. I dare you. Oh, you're not gonna do it? Real? Oh, okay. I guess you're not as tough as you think you are. Anybody that comments on it saying very bad puns about what happened, why don't you go hey, why don't you go meet the family that's affected by this? Why don't you go you go tell them, you go make this pun to them. Yeah, ask them if they have any extra burn gator at their house, because I bet that they'd be extremely happy for it. Oh, you're not gonna do that? Really? Oh my god. It's almost like you're kind of a coward behind a keyboard, which, you know what that's called? Cyberbullying, because you're insecure about yourself. So, really, I want to just kind of introduce an idea really quickly. Like a social web. Imagine that everybody is in like a web together, right? And the web is in constant motion of being up and down. So people can easily push it up if we work together and we do our jobs and we just understand and we don't harass, or at least if we tolerate each other. That's all we have to do, is just kind of tolerate. And then we have people who go ahead and they want to pull us down because they want their own gain. They will just selfish and greedy, and they're just awful people. Now, a lot of the people that go to this person's high school, I doubt are this terrible, because I feel like this is the vocal minority. The vocal minority is always the loudest, because there is nobody, because the people that just don't want anything to do with it and won't say anything, like, I know these people aren't terrible. There are people that go to this rival high school and they are good people. I played hockey with like a bunch of them, and yes, they are fine. They're cool guys. So why are these people such badasses behind the keyboard? I don't know. And why? Because they decide that, you know what, why don't we be real men about this, and let's go to the internets. Some people are just incredibly stupid on what they make public, and when they do this, there can be little sympathy for somebody who decides that once they do this, that they just, I'm tripping up on my own words here because I don't know how to express this, just kind of anger kind of feeling I have towards this. What the kid did was wrong. What the kid that tried to commit suicide, what he did in front of everybody, wrong. I really shouldn't need to explain why that was bad. However, depression can cripple. Everybody will feel depression. If you haven't already felt it, you're gonna feel it. It's just a part of being a human being. And by setting this precedent as just the cyberbullying stuff, really, I'm not saying that it might have been a cause of it, of why this kid tried to kill himself, but just this aftermath, this backlash from this rival high school, just really stupid. And for what? Because we have a sports rivalry. Bravo. Just amazing. You know what? 10 out of 10. You know, just great. You're going for our kid. It's, at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all human beings. No matter what you want to think of it, everybody is a person. I know that sounds really weird, that everybody's a person, but we are. Any person you meet has a story. All you have to do is ask him how it is. You don't know what it's like. Before you post something like this, just think about a moment. Okay, so imagine you're a parent. Now, I know that people that post things like this probably shouldn't have children, but let's just be theoretical here. So people like this. So let's just imagine really quickly. We're parents, right? Okay, you're a parent. Your kid's in high school. Oops, sorry, I knocked the mic over almost. Your kid's in high school, and you send him off to school, right? And you're about to get ready to work, or you're on your way to work, or hell, you're even at work. You know, you think, okay, you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do for dinner tonight, trying to figure out how you're gonna make the week work, and then all of a sudden you get a call from your son's school. You don't understand why your child's school is calling you right now. So you answer the phone, and when you pick it up, you hear that your child attempted suicide. Yeah. Imagine that. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? Just experiencing something drastic as death is not something really to be joked about. Now, when you have stuff like this, it just really makes just awful image for the people that they're representing. All you have to do, you really just don't know what it's like, and you're acting like you're a badass, but you're not. You're really not. And the people that responded to this hatred, good intentions, poor execution. Better intentions, better execution. A better execution would be just go and help the kid ignore this hate. By ignoring the hate, by not acknowledging it, you will do better. You're just gonna not promote this activity, because now all these kids think, oh well, if I make a status update about something terrible in the world, then I'll get all these likes, and you're getting the attention for the wrong reasons. So this was difficult. It's really difficult to talk about. Hoping the kid, after he tried to kill himself, would have been the best way. Just ignore everything else. Ignore all the background noise, and maybe it'll go away. I'm not saying that hatred will go away. It probably won't ever go away, because that's just something that we're naturally inclined to do. But we can kind of stop it if we ignore it, and that's just how it is. Again, these people are just attention whores. So there's nothing else really to say. This is incredibly difficult. So hopefully these people understand what they have said. Here's the thing with high schoolers, because, spoiler, I was a high schooler at one point. What? I know, it's weird. I graduated a year ago. Weird. Right. Hindsight is always 20/20. These people are going to be kicking themselves when they realized that what they said was completely insecure. Like I said about the social capital, once they can't get a job, or they can't get into a college they want because they don't fit their moral or ethical standards, oh my god, they're gonna have a backlash. These are probably some people that really just don't understand the severity of their actions, and it's unfortunate. They're probably gonna get caught by their school. Their school probably already talking to them as of now. I assume that unless the school is just really, really bad at keeping an eye on their students, somebody's going to realize that this insensitivity can't happen. My old high school is not a place of hatred, okay? This was a very specific incident that happened. Now, it's very unfortunate that it did happen, but there's also a lot of good that is showing. There is a fundraiser that's going on to help this family, and I think that's awesome that they're doing that. And there's, hell, this is the same school that once there were the floods that came around over the fall semester. You know what they did when they were playing a team whose pretty much all the kids' houses were flooded or being destroyed? You know what they did? They banded together, and my Gators went ahead and they decided that they were going to go and they were going to fundraise for those kids on the other team. Yeah, they gave those kids extra money so that they could go, so they could help support their families. That's what goodwill is. And then the toxic few that are trying to pull us down like this are not going to get us anywhere. So at the end of the day, ignore it. They're gonna get what's coming to her. Everyone that commented towards this. I mean, trying to defend a position such as this, saying that you're gonna need you need some Jesus. You're gonna need a lot more than Jesus for the hell you're going to.